I thought I'd do you a quick video on the heart chakra and how it affects you if it gets blocked. So the heart chakra is blocked sometimes by the mother wound, sometimes by feeling that we're not enough, and it can look like not knowing your value when it comes to your time, not knowing your value when it comes to the energy that you put out, the art that you make, not being able to literally value yourself. So you not being able to put a price on what you do, so you just get stuck and you get stuck at that point, and you never go take things any further, or really having like a low value on yourself and not being able to raise your prices, or when you look at other people that are charging a lot, you're like, oh, I could never do that. Like, that's what a heart block looks like. It is unblocked by telling your story, and once you tell your story, you are not telling your story for others to hear it. You're telling your story so that you witness yourself. When you witness yourself, you see how much knowledge you've gained, how much wisdom you've gained, how much you've been through, how many fucking fires you've had to walk through to get to here, and you recognize the journey you've been on. One of my favorite ways of doing this, and I truly believe like we should all be living very poetic lives, but one of my favorite ways of doing this is split your life up into 7 years, and 0 to 7, 7 to 14, etc. And each chapter, give it a title, put the main characters in, the goodies, the baddies, the themes, any specific memories that pop up, and really witness yourself, and witness how far you've come. You can do it in a very childlike way. You can do this playfully. You can be very poetic with it. And once you've done that, like, I took a whole day to do this, and I did it before I was going to have a very difficult conversation with one of my parents, and I was scared of how the outcome would be of this conversation. But because I'd witnessed myself, I thought, I'm not trying to control the outcome. I have to trust that me speaking my truth is okay and can be held by my parents, and I acknowledge that that is not always the case. And I'm very grateful that when I brought my truth to my parent, my dad, he held me through it. He was like, is there anything I can do? But truly, like, there's a big fear of when you say your truth, like, a little bit, what's the point? Like, I'm just going to upset everyone. I don't want to upset people. And this feeling of really, truly just abandonment, like feeling like if I speak my truth, they'll leave. The good thing about doing the map before and telling your story before you do this is that regardless of the outcome, sometimes we have to speak our truth, and the heart is of course connected to the whole body, which is why the heart can heal every chakra. But the heart and the throat are so connected that telling your story and being honest about something can be the unblocker. It can be the thing that once you've said that out loud, and I immediately felt relief, and it was hard, and it's never easy having hard conversations, but sometimes when we don't let a truth escape our body, it can become a poison to us. It can become a big block. And my truth is that I don't want to carry that around with me anymore. So unblocking your heart, and it tends to be a not enoughness wound, and sometimes a too muchness wound, but yeah, a lot of not enoughness, a lot of not valuing yourself. So if you can get your story out, and by the way, in Sacred Visibility we cover storytelling, but getting your story out is a really important thing, and it's not for other people. It's like the confidence to be able to say it, and once you've told your story, it's like you can turn the chapter on that. Like, sometimes when our children bring us a problem, we can get defensive, and rather than being defensive. Sometimes our children just need to say what they need to say. I'll tell you a story about my little boy. My little boy came to me and he said he'd had a very traumatic childhood. And obviously when someone tells you that, like, that's like being punched in the gut as a mum, because you fucking tried your hardest to make sure that they had a nice childhood. But anyway, he says this to me and I say to him, I'm really sorry that you deserve better. And I was so shocked that he said this to me that I didn't respond or react how I probably naturally would have, which would be, well, you fucking this, and you don't know what I was going through with your dad, and all that shit, which is what I got whenever I brought anything to my mum. And I think I was in shock, and I was like, okay, and I just took it. And then it was like he was fine, and he just needed to fucking say it, and I needed to be the baddie in his story for a minute. And sometimes that is how it is. And my best friend, Sarah, lost her daughter not very long ago, but she did say to me, you need to tell people that, because after I told her about that, she had a similar conversation with Honor, and she said to me, I think if I hadn't had that conversation with her and I hadn't apologised for anything, that I might have not got wrong on, because no fucking parent is perfect, I think I would feel regret. And she said, you need to tell people about that. So here we go, I'm telling you.